So, here we go. Here's your lovely new caravan. Now, as we already said, you're brand new to caravanning, so I will talk you through absolutely everything, just so you know. First thing I'll run you through quickly is just your starter kit, which is here. So you've got an Akerol, which is for your fresh water.
Yeah.
And then you've got your Wastemaster, which is for your wastewater. So that's all the water from your shower and your bathroom and your sinks, and obviously your kitchen sinks as well.
Yes, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
The two big brain boxes are your awning. Now, I would love to give you a demonstration of putting up awnings, but I've never put one up in my life. I've managed to swerve that so far. But the guys in the shop are always here if you need any help on that one.
And there's instructions inside.
Yeah, there's instructions inside on that. And again, if you call a Leo up there, he's more than willing to lend you a hand as well.
All right, good.
Rest of the kit we've got here, there's your mirror extensions for your car.
Yeah.
Obviously, I wouldn't worry too much about them today because you're not physically going on the road, but every time you are going on the road, you do need to attach your mirrors.
Right.
And it gives you that extra bit of vision so you can see down the side of the caravan, you can also see what's coming up behind you.
Okay.
Whereas without them on, all you're looking at is the caravan.
Yeah.
So you can't see an ambulance or a fire engine or something like that coming up behind you. We've then got waste pipe connectors, so that's just where you can change your pipe. You'll notice up on our site, rather than using your Wastemaster, if your pipe's long enough, you can simply run a pipe from your van directly to the drain. So you don't need your Wastemaster as such, which I probably would recommend on your way to the shop. Buy a long enough piece of pipe and you can simply just run your pipe straight into the drain now. So there's no need to be emptying your Wastemaster.
Right, yeah.
Okay, we've then got your two locks. You've got your hitch lock, which goes on the front here, and then also your wheel lock, which self-explanatory is on your wheel, but I'll show you that as we're on our way round. We've then got fire extinguisher, your power cable, your flooring for inside your awning, your step, and then your toilet chemicals. So pink is your flushing liquid, and blue is the chemical for the cassette.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, good.
Right, other than that, we'll move on to the actual caravan itself. Now, the first thing I'll talk about is sighting and levelling your van. So imagine now, you're on your car and you've very skillfully reversed it onto the pitch, or you've used your motor mover to put it on the pitch. Once you're on the pitch, the first thing you need to look at is your level left to right. So a spirit level's a handy thing, just a small spirit level. All you simply do is just put it on a flat surface inside your van and it'll let you know which way you're leaning. Now, I know on our sites up there, depending on which ones you're on, that normally there's a slight lean left to right, but you can do that off your legs. If you get what I mean. So if your wife needs two sets of legs down, it'll just bring it back up even. Obviously, if you are a long way off, so say if you're in a farmer's field and it is got a big lean, the way to do that is wood underneath the wheels. So either drive it onto the wood or reverse it up onto the wood, if you get what I mean. So whether you're on the car or the motor mover, pull it off from where you want it, put your wood down and then put the caravan back there, but imagine up on the wood. If that makes any sense. And then front to back, for your level front to back is all done off the jockey wheel on the front. Okay. Right, so this winds up and down. I can't move it now because I've got your legs down at the minute. I can wind it up. So you can wind that up and down to raise and lower the nose end. Once you've got it level, it's then you wind all four of your legs down. But the legs in the caravan are designed for stability. They're not really designed for lifting it up in the air. If you are only a small bit off, you can lean the van, if you imagine, off the legs, or just winding them a bit more. But it certainly will not lift the caravan up in the air as such. Okay. Right, moving on to the caravan itself. So what I'll do is I'll talk you through all the features externally, then I'll jump inside, we'll talk about everything inside, and then last but not least we'll hook it up to the car and test your lights and everything. So, on the very front, stabiliser hitch. So I notice a nice sparklingly clean tow ball. Sadly I will take some sandpaper to that and take the paint off. The reason for that, if you get paint inside these pads inside there, it will creak and groan every time you go over a bump or a slight stone on the road, and it will drive you potty because it will just go constantly. So grease-free, paint-free tow ball. Then main hitch underneath, breakaway cable. Handbrake is just as easy as handbrake off, handbrake on. Just as simple as that. Now for these functions they will make more sense when I hook it up to the car afterwards. So I'm more just showing you now. Jockey wheel winds up and down and then raises and lowers off the handle on the side there as well. Then 13 pin for your lights and your electrics. And then ATC. Now what ATC is an automatic stability aid for it. How it'll work, again it'll make more sense when I plug it in. It goes through a sequence, it either goes to a red light or a green light. So green light's obviously good to go, red light means there's a fault. So red lights are very, very rare, but I will tell you about them just so you know. First thing to try is just unplug it from the car, same as your Sky at home or anything, leave it 10 seconds, plug it back in again. If If you've tried that a few times and the red light's not clearing, next thing to try is leave it plugged into the car, but uncouple it, take the brake off, and just see if you can rock your van. If you can rock the van, it means the brakes aren't locked on, so it means you can tow, it just means your ATC system isn't working. But then on the other hand, if you take it off the car and you can't move in an inch, the brakes are locked on, it's a definite no-tow. But please don't be alarmed by that, because in the 2 years I've been here, I've never come across one person that's had a single problem with them. So it's not something, it's just something we like to give you in case you do get red light and it doesn't clear. But other than that, I'll show you the sequence when I plug it into the car.
Okay.
Okay, so gas locker on the front, your bottle is strapped in, hooked up and ready to go.
Okay.
Okay, so for yourselves, all it is gas on and off there. And there is a lovely gauge on there which lets you know how much gas is in your tank.
Okay, good.
Okay, the only other thing that's up here, there is a gas shut-off valve here, but this is more for when the guys are safety checking your van. So for yourselves, gas on and off is all just on the bottle here.
Yeah.
So when you want your gas on, just simply turn it on, and when you're travelling home or you're not using your gas, just turn it off.
Yeah.
Okay?
Is that for a spare bottle?
Yeah, so you can carry the 2 bottles. It all depends on how much you're using your gas to how long that bottle will last you. I've had people that have had the same bottle for 2 years.
Yeah.
So it all depends on how much, but there's people that don't cook in the van and things like that, so it's all on your usage. But the gas bottles are easily swapped. Obviously we do gas here, but you can get a gas bottle virtually anywhere nowadays, so it's not something you need to worry about. When you see it run out, you can get a replacement.
So there isn't a pipe for another bottle?
No, you simply just disconnect it and put it back on.
Yeah.
And it is finger tight, so no need for a spanner. Just go do it by fingers and then just do it back up. That's it, simple as that.
Fantastic. Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Right, mosey on down the side. So, first thing, you'll notice there's some equipment which is mine. So this will be your Acarol. Imagine this is mine now currently, but yours is there. All you simply do is fill your Acarol up, and then here's your water pipe. All it is squeeze it, gentle wiggle. So, come on. Gentle wiggle, off she comes. And then there on the end is a particle filter. All you simply do is drop it into your water, push it down to the bottom, and then simply just clip it on.
And this is fresh water, yeah?
Yeah, fresh water. So this is for your shower and your sinks and everything.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now what it is you've got a 40 litre there, your waste mass is 50 litres. So what you normally find is if you've run out of water, it's time to empty your waste as well, if you get what I mean. But on our lovely fully serviced pitches up there, you'll be fine if you run your pipe directly into the drain, because obviously all you need to do is just top your water back up.
Yeah.
Okay. And I would recommend just topping your water up after showers and things like that, because you will be surprised how much water you will get through, like even washing up and things like that. Okay. So the legs, as I've already said on it, there's 4 on it, so there's 2 at the front and 2 on the back end. And George has put some lovely feet on as well for you. So you've got the stability, which just helps if you're on gravel pitches, which we have got up there, just adds extra stability for you. And all you simply do is with your leg winder, just wind it all the way down to the floor. Once you've got to the floor, just give it a couple more turns just to make sure it's nice and stable. Okay. Now, next one down is your water boiler. Now this is for, if you're running it on electrics, you don't need to take this cover off. But if you're running it on gas, as I've got now, you do need to remove this cover. And all the cover is, it goes on the top and just a gentle tap on the bottom. To take it off, is hand on the top and just pull it out from the bottom and off it comes.
Okay, we have that option in the van of gas.
Yeah, whether you want to run on gas or electric. Okay, 99% of people will run on electric, but it's just good to know if there is a power cut on site, you can chuckle because you know how to turn all your systems onto gas. Okay, so this cover only needs to be removed when you're running your hot water on gas. If it's on electric, you can just leave it on. Okay? Where's his door cut? Oh, there, that's it. Let's shut him in. So, here now, we've got your 240, this is your mains electrical hookup. Right. So you've obviously got your power lead there. All you simply do is plug it into the van first and then plug it into the post. What you don't want to be doing is plugging it into the post and then dragging the cable across wet grass and plug it into the van. Always do your van first and then take it to the post. Right. Okay, and it's just as simple as, it just pushes on. That's it, simple as that. Okay. And all you do is pull the lid out and just pull it back off.
Right.
Okay. So now below it, we have external aerial. So currently this is set up for an external TV aerial, or you can run an external satellite feed off it. So some sites we haven't up there because we've got a wicked TV signal, but if you're on some sites you may have a TV or a satellite feed on the actual post where you plug your electrics in. Okay, but that will make more sense. I'll show you inside.
Yeah.
Now below we've got your motor mover, so we've got your isolation key on and off for your mover and your handset as well. But I'll show you your motor mover and everything afterwards for you. Okay. Next one down, we've got your 12-volt leisure battery.
Yeah.
So how this works is you can run the caravan without the mains on.
Yeah.
But all you'll find is you'll have to run everything else on gas. The only thing this really runs is your lights and your water pumps and things like that. But what it is, when you're plugged into the mains, it runs a battery charger which refills this battery for you, so it gives you a continual life cycle.
Okay. So when it's in storage, how
when it's in storage,
how often do we need to sort of keep it top?
if you are not plugging it in and charging it, what I'll probably do is take that battery away, take it home with you, and keep it plugged into a trickle charger or something when you're at home.
I see.
Okay, because you just keep the battery up. Because all it is with a leisure battery, if you flatten it, you'll kill the battery as such, and they're not cheap. So you're better off keeping it at home and just keeping it on. The little chargers you can get from Halfords and that. So you can just plug your battery in and keep it charged up at home. Okay, but obviously if you're just putting it in storage, say for a couple of weeks, coming back to it, I wouldn't worry as long as you've isolated everything inside. Which I'll show you that. Okay.
Excellent.
So we'll mosey on down. We've got your fridge vents here. Nothing too exciting to say. There is a lot of heat coming out this side at the minute because I've got your fridge running on gas. So your fridge will run on either gas or electric or off the vehicle battery when you're driving down the road. But other than that, heat's exchanged out the back of here, just the same as it is a lot of fridges at home, but all it is you don't walk around the back of your fridge at home. Okay? So, next one down, we've obviously got your lovely motor mover here. But again, I will talk more about that afterwards for you, and I'll give you a quick demonstration in it. Okay? We'll ignore that wheel because we'll mosey on down. Waste outlets. So there's your waste outlets. So this is for your shower, bathroom sink, kitchen sink. So this is where I said of them pipe connectors, and then a grey bit of pipe. Instead of using your waste master, which if you're in a farmer's field in the middle of nowhere, but because of our fully serviced pitches up there, you can simply just run your pipe and just put it straight into the drain. So you don't even have to touch the waste. It's just the same as it would at home. You just pull the plug out and it disappears down the drain. Okay.
Is that one missing the cap? Cover?
Yeah, it does seem to be. We'll have one with George when we go back in, and we'll see if we can get one of the engineers just to put a fresh one on there for you. So now, next one down. Toilet this is now. So, top one is your flush tank. There's about a 10-litre tank in here. You will need either a length of hose pipe to run from the tap, or a watering can or something. Yes.
I'd say we go in-house for one.
So, about a 10-litre tank in here, but I would just fill this up for how much you're going to use the caravan. So, obviously, when you're up there, we've got a fantastic toilet block. So, I'll probably just put 4 or 5 litres in it, maybe. And the dilution for the pink liquids on the bottles, it lets you know how much. It's not an exact science. All it is a nice smelling fragrance when you flush your toilet. Okay? Main reason I say don't just fill it up to the top, because if you haven't used it, I'll be draining it back down before you get back on the road, because there is a slight chance it will slosh out into the van when you're driving. And obviously you've got lovely carpets in there, and the last thing you want to do is stain it all pink.
Of course,
Okay? So for draining it down is below. So, with us below here, in the top there, little rubber pipe, that is your drain off for your flush tank. So what I tend to do with my van, I carry one of them big squash bottles, you know, the square ones. I simply drain mine off into the squash bottle, put the bottle back in my locker. Next time I go away, I've got my pink solution ready to go and just top it back up again.
that's good.
Okay, but you will find the more you use the toilet, the more liquid you need inside of there. But you'll soon grasp that as you go along. And it's not, if there's only a small bit in the bottom, don't worry about it. It's only if it's full to the top that you need to drain some down. Okay, but then obviously winter time, yes, you need to drain everything out because you need to get all your fluids out of the van for winter. Okay. So below now is your lovely toilet cassette. So this is where all your goodies go from the toilet. For operating it, that's all you need to do is just push it in like that. So for removing it, all it is lift the handle up at the bottom and slide it out, and out she comes. Okay. So how these work is your blue liquid goes inside there. So there's a slight measuring guide on there. Again, it's not an exact science. All the blue liquid does in here is break down all the nasties and neutralises all the odour. So it just smells like a caravan toilet. It doesn't smell of what? Okay, and then all you do is spot of water, blue liquid, and screw it back on, put it in, good to go. Once it's full, it indicates inside to let you know it's full. When you empty it, all you simply do is, well, here, if you've got blue liquid in it, you'll have to use the Elson Point, which is like an emptying station, or we have got a lovely Camper Clean, like vending machine, that you just put it inside and it sucks it out and washes it and refills it back with liquid ready to go. If you've got green liquid in here,
Yeah.
you can empty it on your pitch. There's a special drain to empty your toilet on, so you don't have to carry it across site then.
Okay.
But that's something I'd look for in the future. If you do get into this caravanning,
Yeah.
probably would carry green liquid because it seems to be the way you would go in. Now the only difference with the green liquid is biodegradable. That's all. That's all the differences. Okay. But when it comes to emptying it, all you simply do is turn it round there, tip it upside down, and press the button on the back. That's just an air release, so all the goodness comes out of here. And then all I say is quick swill out, blue liquid back in, cap back on, and then just simply push it back in. And that's it, ready to go.
That's it.
So all the other functions on this are all done internally. That's all you need to do externally.
Okay.
Okay, and then it's just the orange handle there which locks it in place.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, happy with that?
Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic. So, round the back, nothing much too exciting. Obviously, we will have a number plate on there once yours has had it made up for you.
Yeah, fantastic.
And then if you notice, your two rear legs are on the back end of the caravan.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Handles, you'll notice there's handles on the rear and the back. If you do need to ever push or pull your caravan around, always use these handles. Because if you push on here, you can crack the bodywork. So always, if you're pushing or pulling it around, use the grey handles to push or pull it.
Okay.
Okay. So, next one round. So, we've got first cupboard. Now, this is underneath your bed. So if you look, it is a vast cupboard. Now, I take it you're new to towing as well.
Yes.
Very, very minimal for travelling in here.
Okay. Yeah.
Maybe a couple of deck chairs or maybe some bedding, something really light. Certainly not your awning or anything in there because it will affect the way it tows. Obviously, when you get to site, you can cram that full with whatever you want. But just for travelling, keep it to a very minimal in here. This is more of a storage space for when you're actually resident on site as such. Okay.
Right, so where would you have your awnings?
So for the awnings or anything heavy, always wants to be in line with the axles. So you'll notice inside the van, you want it in the middle there, sort of between the cooker and your wardrobe. Okay, so anything heavy between the axles, because imagine if you put it at the back of the van or the front of the van, it will unstable your van. So always put it in the middle. Okay, right, we'll just go back to the tyre while I'm here. So, for your wheels and tyres, Swift are so good and put all the details here on the door. So it's 62 psi per tyre, and it's 130 newton meters for your wheel nuts. Now the newton meters is how tight your wheel nuts are. So if you've got a torque wrench, fantastic. If not, just use your tyre iron, which I need to grab one for you. The main thing is just make sure your wheel nuts are tight before you get on the road.
Right. Okay.
Okay, so I will check them today, but then from today forwards, it's down to yourselves.
Yeah.
Okay, happy with that?
Yeah.
Lovely. So we'll mosey on down, and the last thing we've got to show you on the outside is just your last leg on the front there.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay. Yeah.
lovely. Right, go on then, we'll jump inside. Door catch, it's one thing I've missed. So if you open your door all the way back,
Yeah.
you need to look at this one. And here you go, click. That's it. So your door is now locked. So the way to pull it out is pull the grey handle. Now if you have any guests around, especially if you've had a couple of drinks, make sure you show them that, because you're amazed the amount of them we repair. From where people will pull the door once, it doesn't move, so they rag it, and they are quite easily snapped.
Okay.
So just make sure if you've got any visitors over, just make sure you show them that door release.
Yeah.
Okay. Lovely. Right, if you want to jump inside, then we'll make a start on the inside for you.
It's alright.
So, first place I want to go is underneath that cushion there. So I'll start underneath the bench. And I will do your water system first. So as I've already said, winter time you need to drain all the fluids out the van. So externally is just your flush tank. Internally is obviously your water system and your water boiler. Now there's your water boiler in the front.
Okay.
So to drain it down is so simple as that yellow lever that's sitting flat at the minute.
Yeah.
To drain it, all you simply do is lift it up in the air, leave your taps open, that will drain all the contents of that water boiler and drain your water pipe system out in the van.
Okay. Yeah.
So that is your van winterised. It's as easy as that. To fill it back up, it's just as simple as close that yellow valve as I've got it now,
Yeah.
plumb your water system in and simply pull water through your tap.
Yes.
It's as easy as that. And pulling water through the hot side of the tap is the function that fills that boiler up.
Yeah.
Once you've got water to your tap, you know your water system's filled up and ready to go.
Right. Okay.
Okay?
Yes.
Happy with that? Other than that, inside here, here's your water pump. So it's on board at the back here. The blue box is your motor mover computer.
All right.
And the big silver box here is what we call your consumer unit. And if I pop it down at the front there, That's your sort of main powerhouse. So this is like your main fuse board inside your house.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So you've got 12-volt fuses,
Yeah.
which they are all labelled up on here.
Yeah.
So you know if a fuse is gone, if something's not working, you can have a look on there and see if it relates to a fuse on there. The other one you've got on the other side is your 240 breakers, exactly the same as you'd have in your house,
Yeah.
and again they're all labelled up on there.
Okay.
So you know if they're tripping out, you know it's an electrical fault with one of them items.
Okay.
Other than that, buttons that we've got on here, system shutdown. Now this one isolates your 12-volt system, so this is where if you're leaving it in storage for 2 weeks and you're
Yeah.
going out again, when you're packing down, just before you put it away, switch that off, and that isolates any drain off that 12-volt battery. So it'll be fine for a few weeks, and then when you go away again,
Yeah.
all you simply need when you get on site is just switch it back on again.
Yep.
Okay, when
Okay.
you get on site, not when you start.
You can turn it on when you're towing, because as daft as it is, your battery charger will run when you're driving down the road. It'll take the power from the car and it will charge your battery up.
Okay.
So it means then, plus when you get to site, your battery's nicely fully charged
Yeah.
up, and it means your motor mover will work properly then with a full
Yeah,
battery.
good. Okay.
Okay. We've then got across the top here reverse polarity. So if you do ever take your van abroad, mainly that will light up to let you know the power is reversed externally. It's then either an adapter or a rewire of your plugs to make the system work, because obviously the French and German are backwards to us in it when it comes to their electric.
Oh.
So it's only a light on there. If that lights up, it means the van's not being powered.
Yeah.
Because what it does, it literally shuts the power off inside there, so it doesn't frazzle any of your system in here.
Right, okay.
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 So next one's down. Battery charger. You can just leave that one on constantly. There's no need to switch it off, because as soon as your 240 system's out, that's it, switched off, done and dusted. But the next two down. The first one is space heater. So that relates to the electric for the fire.
Yeah.
The next one is the electric for your water boiler. Now I would just get into a habit of when you're packing down, just simply switch them two off. Only reason being for that is if you heat that water boiler up without pulling water through it first, you will
Yeah,
burn the
you'll
element
burn
out.
it
It's like
out,
boiling your
yeah.
kettle without a thing. So just in case you've left either the switch on for it, if you've switched it off there, you know for definite
won't
that
come on.
yeah, it's not coming on.
Yeah.
And then once you get on site and you've pulled the water through your system, then quite happily just turn the two of them on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Spot on. Okay.
Happy with that?
Yeah.
Yeah. The other one last thing, you see the yellow fuse in the black box there, just underneath the second white box.
Oh, yes.
You see that? That's your main line fuse. So you may find, say when you're changing your battery over, if you've accidentally touched the terminals together or anything as silly as that,
Yeah.
if when you're plugging it in you've got no power whatsoever, 9 out of 10 times you've blown that fuse.
Oh, okay.
So if you're having electrical problems, that's your first one you check really.
Yeah.
If you've blown that fuse, and it's a nice clear case, it's same as your car fuses. You can just look in there, you don't have to take it apart, and you can see if you've blown a fuse.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Very good.
Right. While I'm here, I will do your water heater next. So, two controls for your water heater. Your gas controls are at the top.
Yeah.
Your electric controls are down the bottom. Now the easiest way of remembering that is gas is lighter, so gas floats. So your gas controls are here.
Right.
All it is on the gas is off in the middle. It will run at 50 degrees
Yeah.
or 70 degrees.
Right.
Okay.
Now all this does for the gas, you've heard it clonk on and off there.
Yeah.
It automatically ignites itself. All that happens is it will light up with a red light in here if it hasn't lit. Now there's normally two reasons it hasn't lit. A is you haven't switched your bottle on,
Yeah.
or B you've left that cover on outside.
Okay.
Okay, so the gas system will not fire
Yeah.
until that cover is off
cover's
on it. It's like a safety feature.
Right. Right. And
Okay.
it knows not to have two on at the same
You
time.
can,
does
I've
it?
got both running at the minute.
Oh,
You
you've got
can
both running,
quite
right.
happily have the two going at the same time.
Oh, okay.
Okay, all it does, it will sort of slightly speed it up as such, but you can run on one or the other.
Yeah.
You're perfectly fine. The main thing is it's a 10 litre hot water tank in there. Once you've used them 10 litres of hot water, you need to leave it and let it time for it to reheat again. It's not a constant, it's not like immersion, it's not a constant supply of hot water. Once you've used them 10 litres, that's it. Your hot water's
You're in
running.
the shower and the 10 litres have gone.
Yeah, that's it. You need to wait about 10
Get it
15
quick.
minutes and let it heat up.
All right, okay.
But you'll see with our fantastic showers out there, you probably won't even use your shower on board.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so for your electric, it's
Yeah.
exactly the same. In the middle, is it off?
Yeah.
Up one is sort of 50 degrees again. It's the same principle.
Yeah.
But it's low and high, that's all. And then down to the bottom is high.
Okay.
Now, all you need to do for the electric is make sure you've got your orange light on inside there and switch it on there. That's it, and it's running on electric now.
Right.
Okay?
Okay.
What I'll do is I'll leave that on because I'll let it heat up, so it means when you've got up there you'll automatically have a tank of hot water ready to go. And you can leave the water in your system summertime, you're perfectly fine, but as soon as it gets to the back end of September I would thinking about draining it down every time, because all you need is one night of frost and it will split all your pipes and everything in the van if you haven't drained it down.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Excellent.
Happy with that?
Yeah.
Lovely. Everything's straightforward so far?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, fantastic, fantastic. It is, that's what I mean, that's what the camera's good for.
Yeah.
Really good. So, we'll do your control panel above the door now.
All right. Okay.
Okay, beautiful. Right, so up here, power. Power off. Power on.
Okay.
As simple as that. You notice your lights come on and off, that's because I've already got them switched off. But all your lights are independently switched on like they are in your house. So you just go around and flick the switches on.
Okay.
Other than that, what it's showing us on the screen now, the little one on the post is letting us know we're running on mains, and the one inside the van is letting us know we're running on the leisure battery. So they're the three basic lights you want to see when you switch on.
Okay.
If the battery's in here, it means we're running off the vehicle battery.
Right.
Which obviously once you're unplugged from the car, you should never see that anyway, you should always just be running off your leisure battery.
Why is it showing power and leisure battery? Would it not show one or the other?
It shows the two because that's your 12 volt system running on the battery,
Yeah.
but then you've got the mains going, which is topping back up that 12 volt system.
Oh, I see.
So the mains gives you power like your household sockets and things, and like electric for this, electric for your fire, where the 12 volt system runs your lights and basic things and water pumps and that. So you need the two at the same time, because imagine it's recharging back up that 12 volt system for you.
Okay.
Okay. Other than that, on this screen, the other one you've got is view levels. So it shows you the condition of your leisure battery.
Yeah.
Will also show you the condition of your vehicle battery if you are plugged into the car.
Okay.
Okay. Then you've got water pump. Just as easy as water pump on. That's it. Now as you hear, your pump's not running.
Yeah.
So the only time your pump will run now is A, if you've run out of water, it will run constantly until it can find water, or B, when you're asking for water. So if I come to your tap now, come to the cold side, open it up, you can hear your pump running, and then obviously you've got water here. It should splutter now because I've had your pipe off. There you go. So imagine when you're pulling it through, you will get air in your system, so you need to pull it through first. So cold tap first, so you've got constant running water, then simply shut the tap off, come right all the way around to the hot, and just leave it running on the hot side. Now when you drain your tank down, it will take about 2 or 3 minutes by the time it pulls the water through the system. Okay, but as you see, you've got piping hot water there ready to go. Okay, now be careful on hot because it is 70 degrees hot water, so it is hot. The reason you have it so hot is because of their mixer taps, same as in your shower. So the hotter your water is, the more cold you use in the less hot.
Yes.
But obviously the lower temperature in your water boiler, you'll just use that 10 litres up and you won't even get halfway through your shower.
Of course, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Happy with that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll tell you what, I'll do your fire next while we're here. So for your fire, gas controls are on the top here. All you need to do for your gas is just make sure your gas bottle's switched on, and then it's just as easy as turn it round. Can you hear it ticking? To light it, just hold it down. Hear it stop clicking, lift your finger off. Woof, you've heard it light. Now if it continues clicking now, it hasn't lit. The other thing you can check is if you look through the hole just at the right angle, about down here, you can see the pilot light.
Can you see it?
Okay, for your own peace of mind if you don't think it's lit. But there's a safety feature in it, it will keep sparking until it's lit.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, and then all it is just 1 to 10 on there for your gas controls.
Okay.
Okay, so 10 is obviously the hottest, 1 down to the lowest temperature.
Right. That's not lit though, did it? Did
Yeah,
that-
yeah,
did
yeah,
that
yeah.
light?
You'd hear it going tick, 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 if it hasn't lit. Now what I'll do is I'll turn it off for now, and I'll let you hear it again. It's only a subtle woof of it lighting.
Okay.
Oh, thank you kindly.
Alright, I'm going to get the car.
Yeah, no worries.
Does the heat come out of here?
So, yeah, at the minute, all that's doing is like lighting your fire at home. That's all it's doing. To circulate the air around is the other side here. Now, in the middle is off. To the A is automatic, so that means when the fire's at temperature, so if you've got it set at 10, once it's reached that high temperature, the fans will automatically kick in, blow the air around your van. When it's reached temperature again, the fans will shut off. And then again, once it gets cold, that fan will kick in and out automatically for you.
Okay.
Okay, or what you can do is turn it to the little hand symbol there. Hear the fan running?
Yeah.
So the fan will just run manually.
Yeah.
So you can use it in the summer as just a bit of a cooling fan. Say if you're going out for a while and leaving the dog in here, obviously you can leave some windows cracked for him, but you can, or her, sorry, you can also just leave the fan on there so it's just circulating a bit of fresh air around for him.
Okay.
Okay. Then for the electric controls are all up on the wall here. Now on the dial, the outside turns the same as the other ones. No, sorry, different things on these ones. So the grey collar turns around the outside. You can either have it on 500 watt, 1000 watt, or all the way back up to the top is 2000.
Right.
Now, the easiest way of describing that, you think of the good old electric bar fires. So 500's 1 bar, 1000's 2 bar, 2000's is 3 bars. So all that is the power output. The higher power output, the faster your fire will heat up for you.
Okay.
Okay, and then it's just 1 to 9 this time for your thermostat, which just turns around on the black button in the